But for now, let's go back to the NFL. Sound the alarm for overreaction time. After the blowout loss to the Colts tonight, the writing may be on the wall for Todd Bowles and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Is it an overreaction to say that Bowles and Fitzpatrick will no longer be with the Jets after this season?
Yes, that's an overreaction. I don't believe Ryan Fitzpatrick will. I think that's pretty clear. But I think they give Bowles one more shot. By all stretch of the imagination, he had a very good year last year. I know they didn't make the playoffs, but they still won 10 games. It was a very, very good season for the Jets. He showed that he was up to snuff and up to the task of being a first-year coach and trying to lead a team that arguably you could say is the most unwinnable division
for sure
in all of football. And they almost snuck into the playoffs as a wild card team. I think he's earned one more year. Kind of been in flux with Fitzpatrick having a miserable year, Decker being hurt, suspensions, injuries. I know that's no excuse because every NFL team has to deal with that. But for me, I give Bowles one more year. Now, if you get in his third year, a year that looks more like the second year than the first year, he's gone.
They won 10 games a year ago, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it was just, you try to bring back the same team. I don't know if you mentioned Eric Decker. Like, he was huge last year. He got injured early on in the season. That was one of the main targets last year. Marshall and Decker both had 1,000 receiving yards. So not to have a huge piece. And then you add a new piece like Matt Forte. Like, to think that he would be gone, that certainly seems like that's a little bit abrupt.
He earned equity last year, and he earned a longer leash than just having one bad year this year. He earned that last year. Whether they make the playoffs or not, they still had 10 wins, and he still showed me that he was, there's a lot of times you can just tell. Sometimes coaches come in and you say, this guy ain't fit to be a coach. I don't know where they saw this from. I look at Todd Bowles and I say, that's an NFL coach. And if the Jets want to get rid of him, someone else will pick him up to be a great defensive coordinator or certainly as another head coach at some point, if not immediately. I just don't see it happening. I think he'll be back. Fitzpatrick, no way. Bowles, I think will be back.
That's why the Jets didn't want to pay him a long-term deal.
Right.
It took so long for that negotiation to play out. They did give him that one-year guarantee with some other money that was non-guaranteed.
Right.
This is what Ryan Fitzpatrick is. This is a journeyman quarterback, kind of caught lightning in a bottle last year.
Right.
But the Jets were kind of leery that it wouldn't last, and it certainly hasn't.
Especially with that Decker injury. When he doesn't have the full gamut of bam, bam. Decker is a very good number 2. Marshall's a very good number 1. When you take Decker out of there, Marshall's not as good at number 1. And obviously when you don't have that number 2, it's tough to have the same success. And I think front office and the management will realize that when they bring Bowles back there.